Hello, my name is Doug Sharp, host of the National Leadership Briefing, and this is the Midweek Touchpoint. Now, of course, you know by now that the Midweek Touchpoints are those moments in time midweek between the National Leadership Briefing where I come out to you and I encourage you to get ready for the next National Leadership Briefing. And I always try to encourage you using positive language and encouraging you with enticements of a good time ahead. Well, I just want to make a statement about this upcoming National Leadership Briefing on November the 6th. Of course, you and I have talked already about the fact that we are going to be talking an awful lot about influence on that next briefing. We're going to be showing you and demonstrating for you what influence looks like when you wield it into the realms of society, culture, politics, and government. I'm actually going to lay it out right in front of you so you can see examples of what influence looks like as it is being applied in those spheres by Christians who understand the authorities that they have in those realms. Now, I also want to mention, though, that on this next National Leadership Briefing, which I am so excited to think that you are going to be attending on the first Friday of November, that's on November the 6th, I'm also encouraged to think that you would bring friends to this National Leadership Briefing. But I do want to let you know that on that National Leadership Briefing, we are going to be doing some heavy lifting. As I say, I always like to try and keep the message positive. I always like to be encouraging and make sure we're looking at things through a kind of a bright lens with a lot of hope. But we do have to do some heavy lifting on November the 6th and deal with a very important subject that has some very heavy material associated with it. And what I'm referring to is the issue of euthanasia here in Canada. Back in 2016, our current federal Liberal government legalized euthanasia here in Canada, and it has been a road that has been fraught with tragedy. There has been so many sad and just outright horrific, sometimes barbaric situations occur as a result of that legalization. But now we're faced with another set of circumstances related to that issue, and that is that the federal Liberal government now wants to expand the eligibility for euthanasia, and there's a piece of legislation in the House of Commons right now that is being considered. We're going to be talking about that. Now, it's not going to be all fun and muffins when you deal with issues like that on the National Leadership Briefing, but if we pray and we attend with the expectation that we are going to affect positive change and insert positive dialogue into that conversation as a result of us all coming together, then we will be encouraged by coming together, even though we're looking at this very, very difficult issue of euthanasia. So we're going to have members of Parliament that are going to be speaking to the issue. I'm also going to be bringing on the executive director of the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition here in Canada. That's on the National Leadership Briefing on Friday, November the 6th. So I encourage you, please do not shy away from the heavy lifting that when it needs to be done here on the National Leadership Briefing, and when we look at these very serious issues that has such an important impact on our society, culture, and the individual lives of our neighbor. So thank you so much for still running towards that briefing, looking forward to being there, but knowing that we're going to do some tough stuff when we get there, some working out. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing you on that briefing. Remember, the registration link is at nlbcanada.ca. Invite your friends, invite your church family members, invite those that share your worldview and your views and values, because the more of us there are, the greater our combined voice when we speak to these issues that are so important to our neighbor and the care of our neighbor in society and culture. Thanks so much for your time today. I look forward to seeing you next week. But until then, God bless you, God bless your family, and may God continue to bless this great nation of Canada. Bye for now.
I think what we don't want in this country is a situation where I might go visit an elderly relative on Wednesday and they seem totally fine, and then I come back on Friday and find out, oh, well, yesterday the person requested death and received it on the same day. We should leave in place a default of a 10-day reflection period. And it's not only members on this side of the House who feel that way. I raised the question during questions and comments before prorogation. Even the member for Richmond Hill said that he supported leaving in place the 10-day reflection period. I know there are other Liberals who believe this as well, and I would challenge them to do the right thing, to recognize the need for this amendment to remove same-day death. It just isn't safe. It's dangerous. It's rife with abuse. It doesn't allow people the time and space to consider carefully in consultation with family members.